education, learning. And I borrowed this line from another colleague of mine. So professionally, I'm different things, but I'm a pranic healer more by passion now. You know, it's, and really amongst all of the things, teaching, I love teaching. And that's something that I really, really like. So whenever I've liked something, I've liked to teach it, because then you get to really become serious about it. So before I really start with the invocation and all, I can see about 54 people here. Some of you have got your videos on, some not. It'd be nice to see the videos, then we can see your faces, gives a better this thing. I mean, you know, it's nicer to see. I just like to ask everyone, how many of us have heard about pranic healing or have done classes in pranic healing? I know quite a few of you here, I can recognize the names, but how many are pranic healers, just to have an idea? Okay. Quite a few. All right, now let me ask the other question. How many are not pranic healers? Non-pranic healers. You can maybe put it in the chat. Any non-pranic healers here? Okay, some of you are non-pranic healers. All right, great. That just gives me an idea of, you know, what I have to do in the talk. All right, now like it is with anything that we begin, whether it is a session like this, whether it's a new job, whether you go into a new home, it's always good to begin with a prayer, right? We all, Nisha saying not yet, but soon will be there. Good, so be it. So it's always good to begin with a prayer, and this session also, we will begin with a prayer, okay? So just join me, sit straight, try and sit straight. Put your hands in front of your heart. You may close your eyes. Just think of all the blessings in your life and smile. And mentally just say, Lord God, thank you for all your blessings. Thank you for the guidance, the help, the protection. For all the blessings that I'm aware of, for all the blessings that I may not be aware of, all the blessings in my life, I am grateful to you. To all the spiritual teachers, all the holy gurus, archangels, saints, beings of light, to the invisible helpers, we thank you all for your priceless blessings. Thank you for blessing this session with meaningfulness, with a deeper understanding, with inspiration. And thank you for blessing each and every participant in this session with whatever is best for them. For all these blessings, we thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take a deep breath, smile, and open your eyes. So welcome to the session. The topic of the session we chose is spirituality and science. Okay, so let me start by asking you, by the way, I wouldn't want this to be a lecture, it's a talk, let's call it more of a talk. And you can always type in the chat, we won't unmute, otherwise it can get noisy. Later on, if you have questions, we'll unmute. But let me ask you, what is spirituality to you? Especially to the non-pranic healers. Even the pranic healers, you're welcome to answer. But what is spirituality to you? What would you define as spirituality? You can just put your answers in the chat box. Life, faith in God, connecting to the higher soul, process of getting to know my soul, pure mind, body, and soul, the way of living, connection with the divine, knowing that you're a soul, art of living. Okay, wonderful. And what is science? How do you define science? Come on, whatever you think, don't think too much. Whatever is your understanding, whatever you think, you know, you can call science. What do you think is science?
Something which can be, it's written, ma'am, proved with facts, experiments, hard facts of life. Science which can be observed, proved, applied, knowing how the
Justified with
universe
reason,
works.
etc. Excellent, excellent answers. Okay, great. Proof, facts, experiments proved. Excellent. Now, you know, we belong to a school. A lot of you are here already from the school, but for those who are not, bear with me. We belong to a school called Pranic Healing and Energetic Yoga. And this is a school founded by Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui. And I think most of you know, but let me just repeat it. Master Choa was a scientist. He was a chemical engineer. And of course, he was a, you know, a very learned man. He was an author of many, many books. He was also a businessman, and he was a family man. All right. And he actually used to say that science and spirituality are two sides of the same coin. All right. So, like some of you said, spirituality is something to do with the divine, something to do with the spiritual knowledge, right? It isn't really religion. Religion is part of spirituality, but it's not just that. It's something to do with a greater understanding of the soul, of the divine aspects. But a lot of times it is not correlated with science. And like someone said, science is something that is justified, tested, proven. You know, you're supposed to actually observe. There is, you observe, then you see how things are, and then you make a conclusion after an experiment, right? So I think one of the senior disciples of our teacher, Master Ko, had shared this, that science usually has certain basic principles. So there are some basic principles on which you base certain assumptions. Then there is a method, there's a methodology, there is a technique, and eventually there is an application of that technique. Then it is called something that is scientific. If you just make an assumption in the air without, like you said, proof to back it up, then it's not necessarily science. It could be just literally that, like I said, talking in the air, shooting in the air. And a lot of times we say there are a lot of our beliefs which we say are superstitious beliefs, and they come, you know, people say, or if you go to a doctor or someone, you say, this is just hocus pocus. This is just a spirit. There's no proof of it. So science, like you said, requires proof. But I really like when I come to the first session of pranic healing, the example that was given is that, and there is this saying that says that a lot of what we call miracles, or a lot of what we call magic. By the way, how many of you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? I mean, as a child, I used to really love all the fairy tales. I think that part of me is still not grown up. I still love fairy tales. I still love watching cartoons. I still like believing in magic, right? But there is what they say, that miracles are nothing but the laws of nature that man has not yet discovered. So there are things which a lot of us say, this is just hocus pocus, or this is not there. And we can't always explain it. And we say, oh, maybe this is just a miracle. But actually, according to our teacher, miracles are nothing but laws of nature. They are based on the universal laws of nature, okay, which man may not have discovered. And a very common example that we give, which is again, I'm borrowing it from the teacher, is that, you know, if you think about electricity. Now, look at us, all of us, there are 70 of us here. We are connecting here right now because there's technology. Do you see technology? Do you see Wi-Fi? But you know it exists, yes? I mean, we are through, I'm connecting, I'm sitting on the first floor of this place in a farm, connected through some energy, which is linking me to the Wi-Fi, enabling me to talk to all of you. And you could be sitting anywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're in India, whether you're abroad, we are able to connect. we all have electricity right now. Yes? Right? We have power. Now, if you look at it and think about it, let's say, go back 300 years ago. Did you have internet then? Did you have electricity then, 300 years ago? No, right? Now, if at that time, would it be correct to say that there is, Master used to always say there's also different levels of truth. Would it be correct to say there's no electricity? Electricity does not exist? Or would it be more accurate to say electricity had not been discovered? It existed, man had not yet discovered the technology to have electricity at home. Probably internet also existed. It had not been developed, it had not been discovered yet. It doesn't mean it did not exist. Exactly the same thing with a lot of spiritual things that we see today. Just because man has not discovered it does not mean it does not exist. Now, another thing that our teacher used to always really, really emphasize on, he used to talk about intelligent evaluation. So he used to say, do not believe blindly. Anyone can say anything. And this is not just Master Choa who used to say it. Most spiritual teachers have said that. If you've heard and studied the teachings of Lord Buddha, he says it. He says, even if I've said it, don't believe it. It doesn't matter. You try to verify and validate it. So whatever I'm going to be talking about today, whether you're a pranic healer, whether you're not a pranic healer, a scientist, whatever background you come from, I'll say the same thing. Whatever we say here, you don't have to believe me, but keep an open mind. And like I said, you don't have to believe. Similarly, you don't have to disbelieve also. We all believe certain things on the basis of what we've been brought up with. So my mom said, oh, you must hang a lemon and green chili on the door. A lot of us do that. Sometimes you'll see it hanging from the trucks and everything. Has anyone seen that? You'll see it on doors, you'll see it on trucks, things like that. Now, what is it? Is it superstition? Or is there a science behind it? We don't know. Is it superstition? Who says it's superstition? Putting a nimbu and mirchi on the door. And it's supposed to ward off evil, right? Okay. Do you believe it's superstition? Come on. It's okay, by the way. Do you know there's a science behind it? But to really know what is the technique behind it, you have to understand it. Now, without knowing the technique, probably it's just half truth, as they say, is dangerous. Ignorance, half truth can be dangerous. But if you truly know the science behind it, then maybe you'll also want to hang a nibu and mirchi at your door. If you don't know the science behind it, maybe you've been doing it because your mom did it, your mom did it because your mom's mom did it, so on and so forth. And they just told you, listen, this wards off evil eye, so do it. Surprise of surprises, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. How do you know it works or not without having tried it? How do you know anything works or doesn't work without having tried it? So we all come up with a certain belief system because we've grown up with that. But a lot of us, and sadly the new education system has not really asked us or taught us to ask why or why not. Asking yourself the why is as important as asking yourself the why not. So why should I believe in something? Why shouldn't I believe in something? So all I'm asking you is, when you come across a concept, as intelligent human beings, we should try and question, why do I believe or why don't I believe? Why is it superstition? Or maybe it is not superstition. So Dipali, you said superstition. Let me tell you, it is not entirely superstition. It actually does work, provided you know the technique of making it work. And of course, I'm not going to teach you the technique here, I can't. But if you want to learn more about it, you attend the classes, you attend the workshops, and there is something called a psychic self-defense workshop where you will understand how it works. But you need to know the right way. It's like this, you know, I recently changed my phone. After a long time, I moved over to Apple, but I still don't know how to use it. So till I know how to use it, it's quite useless for me. I'm really struggling with it. But obviously, as I learn to use it, and my friends and people who use Apple will swear by it, that once you start using the Apple, you will not be able to go back to another phone, right? But till I can use it, I'm not liking it. You know, I'm saying, oh, what a lot of trouble. Now, if I don't use my brain and I don't tell myself, hello, the trouble is not with the phone, the trouble is with me, because I've not yet learned the technique, right? Once I learn the technique, I'm sure I will love it, because I'm sure if so many people love it, there must be something to it. So I'm ready to explore. I'm willing to explore and see, right? So the same thing, whenever you come across something, a lot of our traditions are truly based on science. And a lot of our traditions may have been based on a certain requirement in science in a certain time. But over the years, because that science was not passed on, they've kind of mutated, and now they've become superstition. Okay, so every time you see something, you should say, oh, really, is this necessary now? If it's not necessary, do away with it. If it is necessary, then you say, okay, how is it helping? And then you continue with it. So that is something that we need to do, and that is what we're going to talk about today. Actually, the science of spirituality, because spirituality also is a science, at least the way our teacher, Master Choa, put it to us. A lot of it, we call it spiritual technology. And he used to say that science, like I said already, science and spirituality are two sides of the same coin. And in fact, spirituality, pranic healing, the school that we come from, it's a bridge between science and spirituality. And you know why he said that? Because I realized I come from a medical background. So when I came into the school, when I was introduced to the school and these concepts, I said, no, it's impossible. You can't be waving your hand and healing people. It just doesn't happen. But I came in telling my teacher at that time that, look, if I don't like it, I'm going to walk out of the class. And she said, perfectly fine. Obviously, 15 years and I'm still here. So you know that I never walked out of the class. Actually, I ended up doing all the classes, and today I'll travel wherever I have to if I have to talk about, teach this class. I mean, I'm here in Hyderabad today at a short notice of 2 days, and I'm here, right? So obviously I found something in it. And the reason that I stayed there was this thing stuck with me from the first session that I attended. Intelligent evaluation. Do not believe blindly. Do not disbelieve blindly either. So both things you must keep in mind. Why do I believe? Why don't I believe? Why will I try something? Why won't I try something? Now I'm going to ask you another question. How many of you believe in gravity, the law of gravity? There's still some hesitation. Is there someone who doesn't believe in the law of gravity? Everyone believes in the law of gravity? Yes? Why? It can be proved. Okay, thank you, Nisha. All right. Now, because you believe in the law of gravity, I'm sitting on the first floor here, and because I know gravity is there, and even if someone told me you must have full faith in God, God will take care of you, go jump from the balcony. Do you think I will do that? Or I should do that? I'm definitely not going to do it, because I'm convinced that the law of gravity exists. And if I jump from the balcony, yes, I do believe in God, but God also does not tell me to have blind faith. He tells me use your head. And if I jump, I'm asking for trouble. I'm not suddenly going to develop a pair of wings or something. I'm going to fall. Now, my next question to all of you is, and think before you answer this, Have you heard, I'm sure you've all heard of it. Have you heard of something called karma? Do you believe in the law of karma? Anyone here who does not believe in the law of karma? Okay, next question. Thank you. Over here, I can, as far as I can see, most people say they believe in the law of karma. My next question is this. What is the law of karma? What do you understand by the law of karma? What you sow, you receive. As you give, you get. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, great. Now, if we know and if we believe in the law of karma, do you follow and practice your life as per the law of karma? The law of karma is something we talk about in spirituality, that there is a science to it. Do you practice your life as per the law of karma? If we say what goes around comes back, what I give, I shall receive, do we only give out what is good? Do we only practice, let's say, sending out love? Because if I send out love, I have to get love. If I send out hatred, what will I get back in turn? Hatred. Even though I know that, do I still manage to practice love? No, because I'm not a saint yet. And then it's so much fun sometimes to just get angry and upset, and it's fun. No, life will become boring if all the time you're only loving, right? And we all like our entertainment. We all love our Hollywood movies and the soap operas. No, so but we do understand the law of karma. We believe in the law of karma to a certain extent. We do not follow it yet because we are not so convinced, and we are not. The immediate effects of karma are not for us to see as equally as the immediate effects of the law of gravity. I know if I jump out of that window, I'll break some bones. So I'm scared. The law of karma, on the other hand, it'll come when it will come. I don't see it right now, so maybe it's not happening to me. I believe in it, but I don't necessarily follow it. Now, when you understand spirituality much better, you will start following also the law of karma. And actually, coming back to the law of gravity, it is because we have a clear and deep understanding of the law of gravity, we are able to use that understanding to overcome it and to use it to our advantage. That is why man has been able to create the flying machines. No? I took a flight to come to Hyderabad. The aeroplane defies the law of gravity and is able to fly. How did we create the aeroplane? Because we understood the law of gravity. If we didn't understand the law of gravity, do you think we would have been able to create the aeroplane? Obviously not. Similarly, if you understand the science of spirituality, if you understand the laws of nature, the laws of universe, you can use that understanding to help your life become much, much better. And that is why science and spirituality go hand in hand. No blind belief, no blind faith, but a logical and deeper understanding of what is the science behind the spiritual truths and what is the spiritual truth behind certain sciences. Like I said to you, I come from a medical background. And, in the doctor's files, any doctors here, by the way? Any doctors in the group, medical doctors? So please correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, I'm a medical college dropout, so I went into physiotherapy rather than MBBS. But with all due respect, I respect all the doctors. It was just, I decided not to go in that. But what I'm trying to say is when we cannot find the cause of a certain problem, what happens when you have trouble? You go to a doctor, they'll ask you, they're trying to help you. So they'll ask you to go through many, many tests. Do this test, blood profile, this profile, that profile, X-ray, MRI, etc., etc. And all your tests come okay, but you still are facing certain problems. So what does the doctor say? Why are you facing those problems? Come on. Has it happened to anyone? You've got a battery of tests done, but the doctor is not able to tell you what the issue is. You still have the problem. And then what do the doctors say? If it's genetic, they'll find out. They'll say you are stressed. It's an emotional issue. Or they'll say it's psychological. They call it psychosomatic disorder, created out of the thinking. Or they'll say idiopathic causes. Idiopathic means I don't know what caused it. Okay? But what is the cause? Actually, now science is catching up with it. We realize that our emotions and thoughts play a massive role in our well-being. And everyone's talking about that. Why? Because our emotions change the energetic composition of the body. They change the energetic composition of the way you're feeling. Now, I mean, again, another example I can give, again, it's not rocket science, but think about how many of you have been in love? Who's fallen in love? And, you know, your younger days, not so young days, very young days. And how was life when you fell in love? You remember how big a day Valentine's Day is? All those lovely hearts. Everything is nice and rosy. Yeah. So if the weather is nice and sunny, you'll say, what a nice and bright day. If it's raining, you'll say, what romantic weather. Yes? Now, think of someone who's just had a breakup or had a fight. What happens? The rainy weather becomes depressing. The sunny weather is also depressing. Why is it so bright? It should not be so bright. What has changed? The emotions. The weather is the same. The day is the same. Nothing has changed, but it is the mood and the feeling of the person, and that makes us perceive our environment in that sense. Yes or no? So our emotions have a massive effect on the energy in our body. Now, when you understand how energy works, like I said, like we can use the law of gravity and the understanding of the law of gravity to create an aeroplane and fly, your understanding of the laws of the universe, your understanding of how energy works can help you utilize it to live a healthier, happier, prosperous, better life. Does it make sense or no? Okay. Now that, of course, some of you have taken the classes, some of you have not. Like I said, if you've not taken the classes, these are priceless teachings, not just because they're teachings that have never been given anywhere. To me, the importance of what kept me in the school was the way the teachings were given. The teachings are universal, but the way Master Chua has put the teachings in that, real combination of science and spirituality, it made me actually appreciate certain things about my own religion, certain things about traditions that my mother and my grandmother used to follow. And then I used to ask them, oh, this is good. This is good if you're doing it. It actually makes a difference. But why did I say it is good? Because I understood the energetic reasoning behind it. Or I would say, no, this I'm not going to do because it doesn't work well. Why did I not want to do it? Not blindly, but because I understood the energetic reasoning and logic behind it. So again, coming back to the same thing, Master used to say, people on the spiritual path are not anemic, they are courageous. Intelligent people, if you use the intelligent energy correctly, you can create change in the world. People who are not, I won't like to say not intelligent, but if you don't use that brain power, it depends. You can use the energy of fusion to create a nuclear bomb. That is destructive energy. And the same energy, you can use it to light up an entire city. The energy is the same. How you use it will depend whether it will help or destroy people. So again, intelligence is good only if you use it to do more good for others. But if you use the intelligence to harm people, that's That's not great intelligence, right? That's why the understanding, like I said, intelligent people, when they understand the laws of nature, they understand the concept of spirituality, the science behind spirituality, they start using that science to help others. They start using that science to do more good. Coming back to the law of karma, like we said, what you sow, you reap. What you give out comes back. Understanding that really at a deep level, you say, hey, what I'm thinking, what I'm saying, what I'm doing is going to come back to me. Do I want this to come back to me? Is it worth it? Is it worth screaming and cursing this person? Because someone else is going to scream and curse me. And then I decide to make a choice and say, yes, I am going to go ahead and do it because who cares about the results? Or, hey, no, it's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. That's just an example. In the workshops that we do, everyone says, someone had mentioned stress as a cause of disease. It's a major cause of disease, by the way, in modern society. We call them lifestyle diseases. There were certain diseases that did not exist in the earlier years, and today young people are getting them. I remember when I was in med school, arthritis, for example, cervical spondylosis, all these cases, we considered them geriatric diseases. Geriatric means old age issues. Today, sometimes I have patients who are in their teens coming with arthritis, neck problems, this, that. It's the lifestyle that has changed. So there are autoimmune diseases, all that. No? So we call them lifestyle diseases. Now, again, if they say yes with stress and stuff like that, you can't do away with stress, by the way. You need stress in life. It's like, friction can be good, friction can be bad, but we know that friction is good. Otherwise, you won't be able to use brakes in your car. It's based on the law of friction, right? We need friction. Whereas in certain other areas of your life, if there's friction, it causes you trouble. It will cause wear and tear. But it is still necessary. Now, again, over there, understanding where it is necessary, where it is not necessary, helps us use it to our advantage. Similarly, stress is necessary. I mean, it's there. It's a part of life. You're not living in a utopian society where you say, hey, I want to live in a society which is completely free of stress. Not happening, sorry. So what do? You learn to manage it. You can't do away with it, but you learn to manage it. Secondly, you understand that stress to some extent has its advantages. Anyone here who's a team leader in a corporate office or something, if you need your team to finish their work on time, you have to put a deadline. If you're the kind of boss who says, hey, no stress, do it when you want to do it, you think your team will deliver? They won't. I was in this flight yesterday, and to my surprise, the flight was chock-a-block full. I wasn't expecting a full flight because, we're still in COVID days, right? There's a pandemic. It didn't look like the pandemic at all in that flight. Not a single seat free. Social distancing, what is that? No social distancing, okay? So, and I was just thinking that, and some of the people were not putting on their masks. So I saw this harried, I like to observe. So the air hostess was a little harried. She was telling everyone, sit down, please put on your masks, please put on your PP kit and all that. And some people were just refusing to do it. Believe it or not, what did she do next? She went to the phone, the announcement system, and she had to make an announcement that not putting on the mask, not respecting the rules, not putting in the PP kit is an offense. It's a legal offense and you will be fined. And suddenly we saw people putting on their masks and people putting on their PP kits. And I was laughing. I said, why should she have to threaten people with that? For them to do something that is for their own safety. Stress. Sometimes you need that pressure to get people to work. So part of it is necessary. Now that is an extreme aspect, but otherwise also, I know me, if I didn't have a deadline to match up to, I would probably keep procrastinating. Oh, it's not been done today. Doesn't matter. I'll do it tomorrow. And that tomorrow sometimes never comes. And time goes away. How many of us have made that decision? I'm going to live a healthier life. tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and exercise. I'm not going to pile up on all the samosas and the gulab jamuns, just this time. And then what happens when the plate of samosas and gulab jamun, if you're getting hungry, you're allowed to go and get yourself a snack. But what I'm trying to say is, we all know it. We don't practice it. Sometimes we need that danda, that pressure on our head to make us do something. It's not always the nicest thing, but sometimes it's necessary. Now, again, where do you put how much stress, how much danda you need for what you need? It'll be different for different people. Comes from a clearer understanding. A clearer understanding of things comes from proper knowledge and proper energy in your system. If your energy is muddled, in pranic healing is an energy-based science. It's a no-touch therapy. Again, those of you who've known the classes know. We have this energy body. If this energy body is clean and balanced, you will be healthy. That is, again, it's based on the law of the universe. If your energy is nice and healthy and balanced, your physical body has to be nice and balanced, and you will be in a happier state. Conversely, if you're unhappy, if your energy is imbalanced, you will have disease. If you have disease, it means already that you have imbalance in your energy body. So what do? You learn the science of energy, and you learn to manage it and keep it healthy. And then whatever you learn, you put into practice. So that is why, in fact, one of the great things about the knowledge that I learned at that time was that you can prevent disease. They say prevention is better than cure. Yes or no? How do you prevent disease? By keeping your energy body clean. By keeping your energy body clean and balanced. Neither too much energy nor too little energy. It's a little bit like driving a car. If you have 4 tires in the car, you have to have optimal level of air in the tires. You can't have 2 tires extra bloated, 2 tires less, deflated. Your car will be going on a bumpy ride. It's not going to be nice and smooth. But if you have everything in balance, even if the road is a little rough, you will have a relatively smoother ride. So the same thing is with energy. If your energy body is relatively nice and clean and strong, even though there is going to be disease around you, there's going to be stress around you, you will be able to handle it. And we're seeing that happen in this pandemic. There are people who've overcome great difficulty. They've really done fantastically in the COVID times, in the pandemic. There are others whose businesses have crashed. They've lost a lot of loved ones, and they've not been able to deal with the stress. So again, coming back to that, personally, I think all of us, we've dealt, especially the second wave when it came, I don't think anyone was left untouched in one way or the other, directly or indirectly, right? We all lost someone we loved, or we definitely know someone who's lost a loved one. How are we dealing with it? Some of them, my job also, I'm also a counselor. I've had a lot of cases of depression. People who've gone under, even if their business is fine, everything is fine, but since they've lost people, there is a lot of depression. And there are others who've been able to deal with it based on how their coping strategies are. It's not been easy for anyone, by the way. Everyone's had tougher times, but some have been able to deal with it. Others have had great difficulty. So for me, I think it is thanks to the practices, thanks to the understanding of some of the things that are taught in the classes. Like there is a soul class that we have, which is an entry-level class, and it teaches you all about the soul. It teaches you the journey of the soul. Why are you here? What is the purpose in life? Again, the teachings given in that class help you align your life to your true purpose. And if your life is aligned to the true purpose, energy kind of stays aligned. I won't say life becomes easier, but you learn how to deal with the tough things in life. So another quote from the teacher, and I love quoting Master Choa, is that, it's difficult, I'm paraphrasing, it's difficult to make a smooth road. It's easier to pick a pair of comfortable shoes. So the road is sometimes broken, but walking barefoot on that road or walking with a pair of shoes, comfortable shoes, is your choice. When you have the teachings, it's like getting that pair of comfortable shoes to walk even on a bumpy road. So it becomes a little, you get the tools to basically deal with it. And one of my favorite tools taught in the school, which if you're open to it, is called the meditation on twin hearts. Again, something that we call spiritual technology. So if you're open to it, before I go on to that, if there are any questions, I'm happy to take questions. And then if you're open to it, I will explain the twin hearts. We'll do a short 15-minute meditation. So you can experience how the meditation is and see for yourself. It is a practice that I've been doing almost every day for the last 15 years. And I think it's really, really helped me. I also know thousands of other people who've been helped by this practice. So if you are interested, then I'd be happy to explain it and we can do it together as a group. But before that, if there are any questions, I'm happy to take that. Just give me a moment. I need to connect my charger. I'll be back. But if there are questions, Maya, please let them unmute. And if they ask, I'd be happy to answer.
Yes, ma'am.
No questions.
I'm just checking how to unmute. Allow participants to unmute. Yes, I have allowed. So anybody wants to ask, can please unmute. Or I can ask everybody to unmute.
Good evening, ma'am. Is it audible?
Yes, yes.
My name is Sanya. I'm from Kerala. I have a query like sometimes in our life as human being, we'll be having certain past memories whom we try to hold it. Like if we have a memory about a deceased person or somebody's memories keep haunting us, some in a situation, something. So how does this affect the energy body? And if we want to release it, how to release it?
So,
I hope you got my question.
I think so. So what you're saying that certain memories, even if you want to release them, you're not able to let go of them.
Yeah.
And they kind of haunt you. Now, the question is, what effect does it have on your energy body? If it is a good, happy memory, it will probably have a good effect. If it is not a happy memory, then it will not have such a happy effect. So the kind of energy that the memory brings to your mind, if it is positive, it will have a positive effect. If it is not positive, it will not have a positive effect. That is one. Two, how do you release it? There are techniques that are given in something called the Pranic Psychotherapy workshop. It's the level 3 workshop. There are certain techniques that are given there that can help you release your past things that you're holding on to. Because everything is energy. So even your psychological behavior is a result of certain energies in your system. It's like this. To give you a simple example, I mean, I can't teach you the technique here because you'll have to attend the class. But this bottle, if you can see, is holding water. The water is transparent. But if it was dirty water, your body is like this bottle. If the energy in this is going to be clean, you are holding clean energy. But if the energy is dirty, you will have the effects of that dirty energy. So there are certain techniques which you are taught to keep your energy body absolutely clean, to also get rid of unwanted thoughts, unwanted behaviors, patterns, and all, which are taught in different classes. You just learn the class, you apply those techniques. It's just as simple as that. And the reason that I said why I'm so passionate about this school is everybody talks about not having stress. Stress is not good. Don't be stressed. In this school, you're actually taught step by step how not to be stressed. Literally step by step. We call it the cookbook approach. Have you ever, by the way, when I went through college, part of my college life, I had to live alone. I didn't know how to cook. There was this chef called Tarla Dalao, and she had these recipe books. I survived because of them, because they were simple. These are the ingredients, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. At the end, you had a decent dish. I found the same approach in pranic healing. This is the science. This is what happens to your energy body. This is how you maintain a good energy body. This is how you get rid of unwanted thoughts and emotions. You apply the techniques, It works. How do you find the purpose in your life? Good question. Again, I'll invite you to attend the Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul workshop. That is the workshop that will answer that question for you. Okay. Now, how do you know if you have spiritual power? All of us have some amount of spiritual power. We're all children of God. So we've inherited it without even wanting it. It's there. We just need to sometimes discover it. Like they say in all those, I told you I'm a believer of fairy tales. No? The magic is within you for sure. You just have to tap it to discover it. One of the schools that teaches you to do that is the School of Pranic Healing in Atmatva. All of us have spiritual power. All of us are beings of divine love, light, and power. Why do we call ourselves beings of divine love? We all have the capacity to love. Intelligence, we all have the capacity to think. Power, we all have the capacity to make a difference. We all have that. Giving a wrong intention to somebody actually makes someone sick or vice versa? Yes. Depending, now, if you put a sponge in dirty water, will the sponge get dirty? Your environment will affect your energy. But the good part is you can learn, despite the environment being dirty, to clean yourself. Don't you clean your house every day? The house gets dirty, no? You clean it. When you wear clothes, they get dirty, don't they? What do? You don't crave and say, my clothes are dirty, what do? You simply wash them. Your physical body gets dirty. Do you take a shower every day? If you don't take a shower for 30, 40, 50 days, what happens? Yeah. So similarly, your energy body, if you don't clean it for a long, long time, it will start getting dirty. It will start having blockages. You will start having disease. So you clean it. Meditation on twin hearts has, okay, so let's talk about the meditation of twin hearts and then quickly practice the meditation on twin hearts. The meditation of twin hearts is magical, in my words. It's my one-stop shop for a lot of things. Okay, it's a 20-minute magic stop. So how many of you have never done have you heard of the meditation on twin hearts? Never heard of it? Never done it? So I'm just going to, am I allowed to share screen? I'll give a very brief talk because we don't have that much time. If you'd like to really do it, then please try.
Ma'am, you can check. I think you can share.
Yeah, let me try and share screen. Just a second. Give me a moment, please. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this meditation, of course, is being given by Master Choa Kok Sui. That is Master Choa Kok Sui. He's the founder of modern pranic healing and Atmatva yoga. And like I said, one of the good things that I love from him is practicing even intelligent evaluation. Now, the meditation technique, the meditation on twin hearts, is used to achieve stress relief, inner peace, and of course, develop spiritually. There are many other benefits. Some of the other fringe benefits is you increase your good luck factor. Your health improves, you become more immune. If you have previous baggage, some of that gets cleaned out and released. Now, many people find it difficult to meditate. You know why? I'm just going to move forward. The reason is, I was talking about the energy body. The reason is that, we've already spoken about this. The reason is that, I'm coming to that, give me a moment. The reason that people have difficulty in meditating is there's too much noise. There are too many thoughts. According to one of the researchers, they say a human being creates 60,000 thoughts in a day. So those thoughts, whether they are from past memories, whatever, cloud or aura, and they won't let you reach inner peace. Now, one of the techniques, and that's what I was saying, spiritual technology, that is what Twin Hearts does. Twin Hearts gives you the technology to slowly but surely reduce this inner clutter, this inner noise. If you practice twin hearts regularly, all this noise, all the dirt in your aura start getting cleansed. It's like you take a physical bath every day. Practicing the meditation on twin hearts is like taking an energy shower every day. So slowly, slowly, your energy body starts getting clean. Now, when the body starts getting clean, you will obviously be healthier because you only have good energy in your container. You will have more patience. You will have clarity of thought. So you will be able to look at solutions much faster than many other people. You will be able to function even under a lot of stress because you'll again have clarity of thought and you'll be able to see what is the solution. You will be able to release negative energies. It's like this, negative energies can't affect you as much. In the energy world, they say like attracts like. If your energy body is super clean, there's no way negative energy can come in. It just won't happen. There's a mismatch. It won't happen. So what do we do in the meditation in twin hearts? It's based on the principle that certain chakras or certain energy centers in our body are the gateway to higher consciousness, are the gateway to divine energy. Now, what are these two chakras? One is the chakra referring to your heart center or the heart chakra. The second is the crown chakra, which is on the top of your head, the Sahasrara chakra, okay? So the heart chakra is the center for emotional love. When you tell your child, your mother, your father, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, you love them, that's love coming from the heart center. But when you feel love for people you don't even know, the saints, like you see Mother Teresa, she helps so many people. There is that hugging saint in Chennai, right? All the saints, Saint Francis of Assisi was a great, great saint. There's Sai Baba, all these people, they helped you regardless whether you knew them, you didn't know them. They just helped people. What was that? That was a function of the crown center, which is the energy center of divine love. Now, the heart is a replica of the inner part of the crown. I won't go in too much into that. But what is important is, if you want to activate the crown and keep it open to receive a lot of energy, you need to activate the heart and keep the heart open. The key is in the heart chakra. So if the heart is open and then the crown center opens, there is divine energy that is flowing into your body. It moves down into the rest of your body. Divine energy has a super cleansing, repairing, healing effect. And that can heal the body. That can clean this energy body. It can heal you from past experiences. It will make your body stronger, etc., etc. So what is the technique? Very briefly. By the way, everybody knew about it. A lot of, like I said, religions and all, they knew about these secrets. They're ancient secrets, but they were not explained. If you see any picture of gods and goddesses, statues, they all focus on the heart. When you see the Tirthankaras, the heart center is shown. It may not be explained. You see Lord Jesus here, you see Hanumanji here. The secret is in the heart. They all knew the secret is in the heart. That's why that is shown in all our symbols, right? So how do you practice this? And how do you get rid of that inner noise? You start by actually becoming a channel for blessing. You start by blessing the entire world, the entire earth. Now, as you become a channel for blessing, that energy passes through you and it actually cleans out that clutter, that noise. Plus, the advantage is, as the energy is passing through you, it will also stay with you to some extent. So, as you give, you receive. As you receive, you also give. That's the thing. So the chakras become channels for spiritual energies. They become activated in the process. And it continuously cleans your entire aura. Now, as you're blessing the earth, it's a form of world service. As you're sending out loving, kind thoughts, you are also in turn going to receive. That's the law of the universe. No? What you give, you will receive. So if you send out blessings, what do you think you're going to receive? Blessings, many, many times. When you sow a plant, you harvest the fruits many, many times. So as you bless the earth, you will receive the blessings many, many times. So how do we do this meditation? You simply, of course, these are the benefits. There are certain people who can't practice this meditation. I'll just come to that, but let me tell you how to do the meditation. We start with certain physical exercises. The physical exercises help us clean our body and receive the fresh energy. We always start with a prayer. Then you connect your tongue to the roof of your mouth. You connect the tongue to the palate. This creates an energetic connection which helps us with the flow of energy in our body. It's called the Khichdi Mudra. You start by blessing the earth through the heart. We use the prayer of, it's a guided meditation, so it's really easy to follow. You use the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. You imagine a small earth in front of you. Start by blessing the earth with loving kindness. The second time, he'll guide you. He'll say, be aware of your crown chakra. Bless the earth through the crown. The third time, be aware of the heart and crown simultaneously and continue to bless the earth. Then, after you've given so much, now you're ready to receive. You put your hands down on your lap, no making any mudra, just be ready to receive. Imagine a point of light above your head. Meditate on that light and chant the mantra Om silently. Be aware of the gap between the Oms. That is when there's a lot of divine energy that comes down. There's a silence of 2-3 minutes in which divine energy pours down into your body, cleanses your chakras, energizes your chakras, balances your chakras. So you come back and you release the excess energy by blessing the earth and doing some rooting. So you bless the earth, imagine light going down through your hands and feet into the earth, and then you give a thanks. Finish with a little bit of massage and exercise. All of it takes about 20 minutes. So this 20-minute practice every day can give you all the benefits of stress relief, better health, better energy, everything. Okay, so the prayer goes something like this: Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there is hatred, let me sow love. Bless the earth with love. Wherever there is injury, let there be pardon. Despair, hope, doubt, faith, darkness, light, etc. It's all guided, and we'll take you through the meditation. So you just imagine, be aware of the heart, bless the earth, be aware of the crown, bless the earth, be aware of the heart and crown simultaneously, bless the earth, and then chant the mantra Om, be silent, receive the blessings, release the blessings, share the blessings, and then we end. So it's a simple meditation. Like I said, doesn't take very long, and we can do it now. It's 8:30. Maybe by, if you do 5 minutes of exercises, if you can just quickly stand up, exercise, and then we'll put the meditation and you can do it. Okay, now we are a group of many people here. The added advantage of a group meditation is the effect is multiplied. So our teacher used to say, when 7 people or more meditate together, it brings down the energy of 100 people meditating individually. Okay, so if you're having a headache, maybe try to do it with your eyes open, Priyanka, or don't do it, or just sit and listen to it and ask for the healing to happen. I'll take you through a short healing also. And then if you've never done it before, try it. Like I said, you should try before you decide whether it's good or not. And like for me, it's been magical. But many benefits. So like I said, it keeps you healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get a golden facial, literally. If you do it regularly, then you will see that your skin will start shining, glowing. It kind of stops you from aging, because if you have balanced energy in your body will be healthy. So you don't have to go to the parlors and all that. You become charming, you become magnetic. Okay, all those things. These are just fringe benefits. So would you like to try the meditation? By the way, the meditation is open to everyone above the age of 16. They can do it. Children between the age of 10 and 16 can do it only once a week, and that too under guidance. Below the age of 10 cannot do it. If you're having high blood pressure, it's not under control, you cannot do this meditation. Ladies who are pregnant should not start with this meditation. Severe liver inflammation, glaucoma, which is high pressure in the eyes, do not do this meditation. The others, you can. Like I said, if I'm unwell, normally I practice the meditation, it heals me. So, like I said, for many, many things, if I'm sad in life, meditation on twin hearts. If I'm stressed in life, meditation on twin hearts. Because the energetic shower cleans out the stress energy. Okay, so it has all these benefits. If you want to do the meditation, please stand up, do some stretching, do a little bit of jumping, and then I'll do a short healing.